Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell, like this video. That helps me to keep making videos. I'd appreciate it majorly. So I see here that Jeffrey Epstein's former cellmate, the ex-cop who's accused of 4 murders and is facing the death penalty now that the Trump Justice Department has reinstituted executing federal prisoners. Hasn't executed somebody in 16 years, but 3 weeks or a couple weeks after Jeffrey Epstein is arrested and put in a federal prison, the Trump Justice Department decides they're going to start executing federal prisons again, okay? And a couple months before that, because believe me, it's not as though the Southern District of New York arrested Jeffrey Epstein on July 6th, and they just started the case a couple days before that. That case had been in the works for some time, and I'm sure the Trump administration was aware of it. And William Barr, the Attorney General, about a month after he was confirmed to be the Attorney General, which was February of 2019, he indicated, it's a Daily News article, that he was going to seek the death penalty against this individual, Nicholas Tartaglione, the former cop who stands accused of 4 murders and some drug deal gone bad. So his attorney has now sent a request to some other judge requesting that he be transferred from the MCC to another prison. He's saying his life is in danger. He's saying prison guards are threatening him and telling him to shut up and stop complaining and stop talking. I think they're suggesting that he's giving out information about Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. If you believe he committed suicide. I was making the suggestion that, it was awfully convenient because all these people with the Clinton body count saying Jeffrey Epstein is going to be killed by the Clintons. But, the Clintons couldn't change the Justice Department policy like I just indicated, okay? That's William Barr. That's Trump's appointee who's a staunch ally of Trump. I mean, everybody agrees to that, whether it's his behavior in the Russia investigation and on and on. So the Clintons couldn't do that. They couldn't change Justice Department policy to change it from not executing somebody for 16 years to start executing them, to change the policy 2 or 3 weeks after Epstein is arrested and put in a federal prison. Okay. The Justice Department, the Clintons couldn't be the person. It was William Barr who indicates, to decide to go after the death penalty of this individual. But like I said, so now that Epstein is dead, which would be, basically I'm saying, before in my previous videos, I was saying it would be, it wouldn't be a nice trade-off. Basically, this dude might get spared the death penalty if for some reason, a problem like an Epstein problem was to go away, his former cellmate. Epstein told his attorneys, according to his attorneys, that he was the person who attacked him, that he was the one who gave him the marks on his neck, that he attacked him. It wasn't a suicide attempt at all. But we don't know that, and the MCC, the Bureau of Prisons, has cleared him one day before Epstein committed suicide. But I'm just saying that it's awfully convenient. And right now, his attorney is sending a letter to a judge, a Bush-appointed judge, requesting that he be transferred to a different prison facility. I assume one with much better living conditions, And we'll see whether or not he's awarded that, and whether or not then down the road at some point the Justice Department just some miracle happens and they decide to just plea out his case, rather than go through a lengthy trial and take the death penalty off the table. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be weird if that actually happened? But that would not be the Clintons. That would be the current administration, the person who won, okay, who won because he ran against an opponent who, in my opinion, my theory, she lost on purpose, okay? The person who that is Trump. It would be, whatever you want to call it, the Trump body count. I don't call it either. But he's the one who's pulling the levers here, not the Clintons. The Clintons cannot change that Justice Department policy from no death penalty for federal prisons, no executions for 16 years, and then 2 or 3 weeks after Epstein's arrested, deciding to go ahead and start executions as soon as this winter. They already have 4 people. He's not one of them because he hasn't even been tried yet, which is the whole point. Okay, he had, that's what hangs in the balance. His neck, his death sentence. He hasn't been tried yet, and that would be taken off the table during his prosecution, like I just explained. But like I said, isn't it so funny that right after Epstein gets killed, is dead now, his attorney is sending a letter to some judge, asking for him to be transferred. So that's what the news is here. I mean, I can go through what he says. Because he's basically claiming that the guards are saying, threatening him. The hulking ex-cop, Nicholas Tartaglione, who briefly bunked with Epstein at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, has been told by various guards there to shut up, stop talking, and stop complaining as questions swirled about how the accused sex trafficker was able to commit suicide in federal custody. Tartaglione attorney Bruce Barkett says in a letter to White Plains federal judge Kenneth Carras, who, like I said, is a Bush appointee. Tartaglione was sharing a cell with Epstein during what's believed to have been the 66-year-old's first suicide attempt. Epstein's attorneys dispute that. Epstein's attorneys claim that Epstein told him that he attacked them, which is how they got him off suicide watch to begin with. Basically, that was their defense, saying he never tried to commit suicide. His cellmate attacked him, and that's what prompted the MCC, the Metropolitan Correctional Center, to actually grant his request to be taken off suicide watch. So, but another point is, this guy's an ex-cop. The cops, and whether or not, whatever he did, he's still an ex-cop. And so, of all the prisoners, you would think that the prison guards would be more in line with this dude than all the other prisoners in there. He's an ex-cop. That's like being a prison guard, an ex-prison guard. So I don't think they're threatening him. But whatever, I'm not there. So, and here's what he wrote to the judge. The clear message Mr. Tartaglione has received is that if he conveys information about the facility or about Epstein's recent suicide, there will be a price to pay, Barkett's letter reads. Whether or not the investigators into the suicide chose to interview Mr. Tartaglione about the attempted suicide to which he was a witness, or about how the facility is run and the conditions under which the inmates are forced to live, the correction officers know he has information potentially very damaging to the very people now charged with guarding him or their co-workers. The 51-year-old, Briarcliff Manor cop, former Briarcliff Manor cop, is facing the death penalty for his alleged involvement in 4 drug-related slayings upstate. While Epstein told his lawyers that Tartaglione was behind his July neck injuries, Barkett fiercely denied that allegation. Barkett's letter also cites the deplorable conditions, including a serious rodent and insect infestation at the MCC, as reasons to move his client, who is due in court Wednesday for a hearing tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. That'll be really interesting to see if his request is granted to be transferred to another prison with better living conditions, after being a former cellmate where Epstein claims he attacked him. Like I said, it would be an awfully convenient for the Trump administration if an Epstein problem was to go away, and then this guy all of a sudden no longer is facing the death penalty anymore, and the Justice Department just decides to play it out. Wouldn't that be nice? And that is the story there, dude. That is the story there. Tell me I'm crazy. Do whatever you want. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.